Hello.
Oh, no, hang on a sec. I'm joking. Let's go. Let's mob.
He's a character, isn't he? This is
Yeah.
uh, this is a lot brighter than the other one we had a look at and did do.
Well, you say we had a look at it. We tried.
Well, look at this. This is new, isn't it?
What?
This little mantis
Oh,
sprite
Jesus.
thing. Meh.
Looks like your lass.
My what?
Your lass.
Who's my lass?
I don't know. You tell me. It was a joke to suggest that you date someone who looks like that.
It's just I've never heard you use the word lass before.
Oh, it's a reference to a thing. Anywho, if you're watching this video,
But
leave us a comment.
or not? Who cares?
Well, I'd rather they did. Don't give them
Yeah.
the option not to. If you're
Well,
gonna watch this, you should leave us a comment. There's no negotiation on the matter. Just fucking do it, okay? You've got this far already. The least you can do is put some words in a message, even if they're not nice. I can take hate comments. Just please fucking comment. I
we're,
can take hate comments because I don't check.
we're very desperate for attention.
I keep meaning to check and then I keep not because no one sends us messages or
Well,
comments or anything.
yeah. I mean, we guarantee we'll read them out, but
Why won't anyone love us?
I don't know. I don't. Maybe it's because we come across as very desperate.
Oh, well,
What with you going,
whatever you
please
do,
God, leave a comment, please.
whatever you do, don't
Validate
comment
me.
on this. Don't comment on this, or we will roast you. And I don't mean in the fun way. So, anywho, do you want to talk about something, Ben?
Yes, should we get the big story out of the way?
Yeah, Higgs boson.
Well,
Well,
I
Higgs
at
specifically.
so I was on reception. Well, I say I was sitting at reception with a colleague today, and I checked BBC News.
Oh, we're not talking about Higgs.
No, not yet. We're talking about
Oh,
the
okay.
actual big news story, and I found that OJ Simpson has died,
He
age
has.
76. He died age 76, surrounded by his loved ones, and I just want to say right off the bat that Ron Goldman was 25, and hang on,
You don't even have the
uh,
stats ready.
Nicole Brown Simpson was 35, and they died brutally in a fucking, outside her house. I don't know whether you've seen the OJ Simpson crime scene photos. I doubt it.
Nah.
I have. He slit her throat so badly you could see her fucking larynx.
You got to be careful saying that. I know
Alle-
we all think he did it.
he did allegedly.
He was acquitted
Mm.
in a court of law. He didn't do it.
She
The
was.
gloves didn't fit.
They were basically decapitated. It was a very brutal murder, and cards on the table. I think he did it to the point where I would say he did it, but my colleague is a wuss, so I can't.
No, mate. I just think that legally you have to accept that he
He
legally
did it.
didn't do it. In the
He
eyes of the law, he didn't do
no, in the
it.
eyes of the law, O.J. Simpson died an innocent man. Of that, at least.
Yeah,
Um,
he's probably done something
well, he
shameful.
went to
I
prison
mean, he's
in
an American, so
he went to prison in 2008 for there was a lawsuit. The Goldman family sued him, and he lost. And basically, he was found in a civil court where the burden of evidence is far lower.
yep.
Um, I think okay. So the difference is that in an actual court of law, it's um, beyond a reasonable doubt. In a civil court, it's just are they more likely to be guilty or innocent? Do we think that's the
Okay.
difference? Now he was found guilty in the civil trial
Hmm.
and had to pay them something like 30 odd million. So he had to sell a lot of his stuff.
As you do.
And in 2008, he was arrested and went to prison for trying to steal it back from a guy.
Jesus.
It's a bit more complicated than that, but yeah, it was in Vegas. But I mean, the O.J. Simpson trial. It's hard to think now, but O.J. Simpson was like incredibly famous and genuinely one of the best American football players maybe ever. Um, like genuinely very, very good at his sport, very charismatic. It's hard to think of somebody on the same level of fame. I guess maybe Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but even then he's
Hmm.
pretty far off. Um,
Well,
maybe Chris Hemsworth. Uh,
does he do sport?
no, but it's I don't know. It just makes me think of the guy. Um, but yeah, I mean the whole O.J. Simpson thing. I could talk. Honestly, I could talk about that for like an hour and a half. Um,
Well, I'd
I'm
rather
not.
not. So
I'm not going to. I would recommend The Run of His Life by Jeffrey Tobin, which is a great book. And OJ Simpson Made in America, which is like a 4 or 5 part documentary series, which is great too. Um, it it goes into great detail about the culture of the time and the fact that the prosecution seriously fucked it. Um, you know, it's it's one of those things. What?
I've just found the throw button.
The what?
The throw button. You can actually throw things.
What is it?
Well, for me, it's E.
Huh?
I don't know what it'll be something else for you because you're on a console, like a
Well,
controller, aren't you?
who
But
cares?
oh my god, Ben, no, seriously, you need to see the impact of this throw. Stay there, stay there. Oh, hang on, it didn't do it. It's not doing it for the big thing. Why is it not doing it for the big thing? I did it for the small thing.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, there's lots of characters in the O.J. Simpson trial, and I found a piece on the BBC News website from 2017 when he was paroled,
Okay,
um, where it mentioned what they're all doing now. And you ever heard of Kato Kalin?
no,
He was O.J. Simpson's house guest who provided something of an alibi and heard banging on his on the wall late at night, which apparently was Simpson coming back after the murders.
alleged.
He fuck off.
No, you have to
I
accept that.
do not have to accept
You
that.
don't like it, but
I think, well, yeah, but Kalo Kalin in 2017 was still fucking milking that. He did an advert for it was like a houseguest.com or something, and he said like as the most famous house guest of all time or something. I was like,
not
yeah,
that famous. I never heard of him.
mm.
Surely Mork is more famous than him.
It's a fascinating case,
I've heard of Mork.
and I yeah, it's genuinely it's definitely the trial of the century. I don't think anything we'll never have another trial like the O.J. Simpson trial. It was fucking huge.
Well, I mean, for starters, different century anyway. So like,
Well, yeah, but we'll never have a trial of that magnitude. I mean, it's just not possible. I don't think. Just so many different factors: the race factor and money and celebrity, and the cameras inside the courtroom. If anything, the very fact that the O.J. Simpson trial exists means that we will never have another trial like it because it was bungled so much. Um, uh, yeah, it's a. I'm sure it's a good day, I guess, for the Goldman and Brown families. Um, yeah,
no doubt he'll have left a book behind saying about how he really did do it.
he wrote one,
And
right?
this is how. Yeah, well, yeah. This I didn't do it, but if I did, this is how, or something like that.
He
How I would have done it, or something like
It was called If I Did It,
that. Oh yeah.
and because the Goldman family won that lawsuit, they appealed and got the rights to publish the book and make money from it, and they changed the title and made the if very 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 small, so it just read I did it. But he did talk about this with friends, like hypothetically, if I did it, it would only been because I love Nicole so much, right? And he
Oh,
talked
well.
about how um, in that Made in America documentary, he was talking to his agent apparently, and he said it was something like he was talking about the way he went after the murder, and he said it like so matter of factly, and then he sort of caught himself, and he was like, "I mean, if I did it, obviously, you know,
Hmm.
he definitely did it.
He almost certainly did it, but we can't say that he did it
We
because we can't say that he did it. We can say we think he did it.
we
We can
can
say we're sure he probably did it, but we can't say that he did it. It's libel. Libel to a dead man, but it's still libel.
just take it as read that every time I say he did it, it counts as an opinion. How about that?
Okay. Okay, fine. I will accept that.
He's guilty as
This is our
fucking sin.
audio disclaimer that you believe he is a guilty man.
O.J. Simpson murdered Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. He definitely did it. There's just too much evidence. I don't know whether you've looked at anything about the crime or
I
the
know
evidence.
so little about it,
There
but it's
was
one of those things that I just don't care.
there was a literal trail of blood leading from the crime scene to his house.
Well, well,
Like
I
it was
mean,
in the car. He had socks
clearly,
in his
it was
room
the
with the
roommate.
victim's blood. He,
Clearly, it was the roommate.
well, no. I mean,
The most famous roommate to get away with it.
he was beating the shit out of Nicole. You know,
Who wasn't?
he
Tato was.
he definitely did it.
Anyway,
So yes,
he's dead now.
big
We can all
true
move on.
crime story. OJ Simpson dead at 76. And as he said after he was acquitted, he vowed to spend the rest of his life searching for the real killers. And he, wouldn't you know it, he left no Florida golf course unsearched.
Now watch this drive.
Yeah. So yes,
Well, orange juice will never be the same.
yes, the juice is loose in hell probably.
Well, we're all going to hell, aren't we?
I'm not. Fuck
Some of
you.
us faster than others.
Yeah.
The whole world is going to hell. It was unseasonably hot today.
Was it?
It was a bit warm,
Well, I mean,
but I was wearing 2 layers, so
and you are a larger man.
I mean, I don't know. I might not be larger than you.
You,
Oh, you mean larger in general?
yeah.
I'm a bulky fellow. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to go into too much detail, but someone suggested that a sinking chair in the office that I work at suggested that the person who was sat in it should probably go on a diet. And my response was, I'm a much larger man and mine doesn't sink. It's probably a defective chair.
Yeah.
It seemed very rude to be saying that this person should diet because their chair's
Yeah.
sinking. Not on, really. Not on.
No, it's not. You've been reported for that.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, there's a note here. Man, this shit ain't right.
no, it
Since
ain't.
those workers died last week in the tunnels, things have been, quote, emerging. We've blocked off the tunnels, but more and more reports of things trying to break through the pipes and floor panels come in.
Mm.
Whatever they are, they've been living underground all this time.
Yes.
It was the dwarves. They delved too deep.
Dug too deep and too greedily. Yeah. They. Yes.
I am the diggy dwarf and I'm digging a hole.
Mm.
I think that's a genuine song, you know.
Oh.
Goes something like that. Are you excited for well, I suppose it is your weekend now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm excited for my weekend.
I've got house viewings tomorrow.
Oh.
I'm viewing 3
Multiple.
of them. Yeah. So
Optimistic about any of them going into it?
I like. Well, I suppose I like definitely like 2 of them. The third is the decor puts me off and it makes it a little harder just to look at the space because that's what you're meant to do, and sometimes it's a little difficult because the it's so garishly decorated.
Yeah, that's not what you want.
But I do have a front runner. Incidentally, I don't know whether you told you this, but it's directly across the street from the person who sits behind me in the office.
Oh, that's always risky.
Which, yeah, but I kind of, I went. The apartment I showed you, I think I talked about it, that I really liked. Um, that one is near 3 of my colleagues and my team. Another one I was looking at is in the same building that another one lives. So I cannot fucking escape these people, much as I like them.
Hmm.
They are fucking everywhere. God love them.
Well,
Which is sort of
you do work
fine.
at you do work at a large establishment.
Yeah, it's good to know people.
Is it? Since when?
Well, it's just nice. I actually like people, which brings me on to another topic.
Oh.
D&D.
Ah, yeah, see, I wrote that down, and I was going to segue into it at some point. But
Well, I segued first. Um,
Professor
so
OJ Simpson.
my colleague has mentioned that when I move into a house, we should do a D&D session, just a few of us, and I'm quite looking forward to it. I've been watching. Now you're familiar with Yahtzee Croshaw and his and Second Wind, right?
I am familiar with them. Yes.
Yeah. Well, they have a D&D series called Adventure is Nigh.
They do indeed.
Now, I think from what I can tell, the first 2 series are no longer available because they made them while they were with the Escapists, and I guess there's a rights issue or something, perhaps.
Most likely, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, but they've made a third, and I'm made the mistake of accidentally watching the last episode first, which
You
is
dipshit. And they all die.
well, I know how it ends. Um,
Oh,
but hey ho, I'm watching through it now, and it's made me really excited to play this. And I've been thinking of a character, and
yep.
I went back and forth on some stuff. I thought maybe I'd be a cleric. I think I've decided. Thank you for letting me
Okay.
go up the stairs first.
You're welcome.
I'd
I
quite
polite
like.
like that.
I think I'm going to be a gnome.
A gnome.
I'm going to be a gnome. What do you call those people what talk to the trees?
Druid.
Yeah, and
Also, fucking hippies, get off of my lawn.
yeah, but I'm going to add a little twist, and I'm also going to be a lawyer for little
Okay.
animals.
A gnome druid lawyer.
Yeah.
Why
Um,
can't anyone just play a normal character? Why has everyone got to be awkward?
well, I did think about that, but then I watched Adventures 9. I thought, oh, okay, I get this now. Basically, your character is meant to be like the lead in a fantasy book. You're meant to go a bit OTT with it. You can't just be, this is a guy who's a cleric. He's very devoted. And
I would like to highlight that in terms of world building.
yeah,
Yes, everyone is their own main character of their story. Absolutely, I get that.
yeah,
But the thing is, there's however many of you, and so you can't all be the main
yeah. I
character.
know that was sort of my thought, but I'm sort of fine with it now. And I came up with that idea tonight, and I think it's kind of fun. I like the
I'm sure
idea
you'll have a lot of fun with it. I think
representing
it's not your idea I have an issue with. It's just the idea of
No, I no, I absolutely I know I totally see where you're coming from because I felt exactly the same, but I've come round to it now because I sort of like my in terms of fictional characters, I like realism and character flaws like I don't know, just realistic psychological stuff like human nature and the human experience. Um, and my little lawyer gnome droid,
druid.
druid.
You really need to learn how to say that word.
Yes, I think they could be fun. I like the idea of them representing squirrels in court. Um,
So you're basically making the Lorax.
was the Lorax a lawyer?
Well, he spoke for the trees.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna nick that. Why the bloody hell not, eh?
Voiced by Danny DeVito, I believe.
Really?
Because
Jesus
he
Christ.
does a lot of Roald Dahl stuff, doesn't he? Oh no, it was Dr. Seuss Lorax.
Yeah.
My bad.
Um, yes. So I think I could be a fun little idea. It might be a little while before we implement it, but um,
Well,
I'm quite looking forward to it. And it means I get all the skills I like, and I can turn into a bird or something.
well, that sounds exactly like the kind of thing you would want to do.
Where's the bucket?
Don't kick it. It's over there.
There's the bucket.
It's the slosh-matic. I'm going to work through this end.
I was working through that end, you
I didn't realise.
dipstick.
Hang on, where are you? No, we can both work this end. It's fine.
No, it's fine. You made
But
your choice.
it doesn't look like you worked this end. I'm going to level you.
Well, that's because I went back for a bucket.
Well, I've worked all the ends. I worked them like a hoe on a Sunday morn.
Sunday morning, an especially popular time. The
Well,
after church crowd rolls in,
exactly.
looking
They've,
for a
they've done their begging for forgiveness, and they can sin all over again.
yes, and the cycle
That's
begins
how the
anew.
Catholics do it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with prostitution, just in general. The
With
whole, oh, I'm sorry,
altar boys.
do it again.
So I
Honestly,
just couldn't
bloody,
help myself.
I don't know. Anywho, so you've done D&D.
Have you ever done D&D?
Yeah, I did D&D. I played a bard. It was my first ever character. Played a bard. Didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing for about 6 months. Finally got the hang of it, and then 6 months later we stopped.
Well,
Timeline stopped working out,
uh,
but that's fine because I ended up getting into a relationship. So,
yeah.
well, it was the second relationship at the time.
Well, I'm I'm very much looking forward to it. I played a very short game at university, which was pretty shit actually. Um, now that I
Oh,
know
I
a
did a
bit more
one shot
about
as well.
D&D,
Sorry.
a one shot.
Yeah, but we didn't finish that. I don't think.
Well, I think ours is going to be a long-term campaign, so
Well, I mean, we spent a year playing the one that we didn't finish.
I'm very much looking forward to
We
it.
we stopped because things got shifted a bit by people not like circumstances got changed so that we didn't all just die. because we should have all died because someone was being a dickhead.
Alright.
You know, it should have got us all killed, or at the very least got them killed, and it didn't. And the DM was like, "Nah, I can't do it. I'm not interested anymore." Because it sort of sold out a bit, and I don't blame him. It was changing.
Mm.
Yeah, I did not engage with the backstory he'd written for me. Like, you know, that bit where the DM introduces someone from your past that you've not thought about for a while.
Alright.
Yeah, that I did not really engage very well with that.
Well,
But
yeah.
I was, you know,
Well, yeah, I think our this is our DM's first game that he's doing. He's
hmm.
never done it before, so this is new for a lot of us. But it should
Are
be
you the
fun.
note taker? Would you be taking notes?
I think maybe.
Someone's got to take notes, right?
Well, if my
Someone has to do that.
if my character is a lawyer, it stands to reason that they'd probably take note of things.
No, this is an out of character thing.
Well, yeah, maybe. Well, surely the DM or the GM or the whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah, but their notes and your notes are not the same
See,
notes.
GM sounds like I just think of general manager. I just think of like a corporate structure thing, and DM sounds kinky.
No, because you're not saying no. A DM's fine. DM's not kinky.
I just think dungeon master.
No, I mean, say the word. Yeah, absolutely, that's kinky. But you cannot
It
say
sounds
the
like
word.
it should be followed by the cracking of a whip. Dungeon master.
Oh, just you can't say GM because that makes me think of the games mistress.
Is that a...
Oh, my door's going. In a memento. Oh, come in. Come in, come in. What's wrong? You've not pooped yourself, have you?
No.
Good. You want some toast? Yeah, absolutely. We can sort some toast out for you. Bear with me, just uno momento, por favor, and I'll get it all sorted out. Okay? Let me just Oh, you know what this means? Go away. I'll sort it out. You know what this means, Ben, don't you?
I've got to cover while you feed your child.
Yeah. Well,
Can he
there's a
not
bit of
make
a
his
break.
own toast?
He probably can. I'm going to teach him now.
Oh,
He's
right.
only just started getting his own breakfast. So
I'll see you in half an hour.
it'll take 10 minutes tops.
Okay.
Probably more like 5. But no, there's a story as to why he hasn't had anything to eat yet. It's because while he was with his childcare provider today, his
Yeah.
great grandma, he threw up, which is why I'm unexpectedly working from home tomorrow.
All right, he was a little poorly.
It was a little poorly, and you know, the night before is very short notice to find someone to watch him whilst he's not necessarily feeling very well, and while there's a chance he's going to pass something on. So I'm going to cover it. So
Okay.
I say cover it. I'm going to be watching my own child.
Do you want me?
So, yeah.
Well, you know what? I can't be asked to cover for 10 minutes. Let's we'll pause it here and we'll regroup.
All right, it'll probably only be 5.
Well, even so.
All right, then, fair enough.
So yeah, we'll pick up once Jordan's child has some food.
Back soon.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. For now. See you in a minute. For you.
Is the child fed?
The child is fed.
Right.
And he did some of it himself.
Lovely. Have you got a toaster?
I do have a toaster. It does help.
Right.
Is a toaster with, is the fancy thing, a glass screen so you can watch your toast.
That is fancy. Does he enjoy? I bet he enjoys that.
We didn't really watch it.
Oh.
I haven't really watched it in a while because it's actually surprisingly boring watching toast cook.
Is it really?
It really is. It's like watching paint dry.
Huh.
And sometimes watching paint dry can be quite interesting because, like, if it's, I don't know, an erotic mural or something, you at least got something to keep you distracted. Whereas watching toast, you're just waiting for toast.
Yeah, true that.
So we put a song on and we sang the song, and he danced around the kitchen a little bit. And then he complained because it was too hot. I said it's because he was dancing around the kitchen, and he questioned it like some sort of weird kid. He questioned whether that was why he was too hot.
Well, kids are weird.
He is weird. I was talking about how weird he was about an hour ago. Very weird kid. Anywho, enough about my 9-year-old.
Yes, he is 9 now, isn't he?
Yeah, don't know, make you feel old.
I remember when he was born.
I remember it better.
I was at university.
Looked like a fucking cabbage. He did.
Well, they do, don't they? They're all
It
mushed
was
up.
green and everything.
Uh,
He'd chat himself, you see.
right. How
He's gonna listen
embarrassing.
to this. He's gonna listen to this in 30 years when I'm dead and buried, and he's claimed the insurance money. And I'm gonna. He's gonna find a book entitled "Actually, I Did It."
Yes, and there's a knock at the door, and it's a Columbo-like police officer saying, "I've just got
Just one more thing.
some questions about your father's boating accident."
Boating accident. How much money do you expect either one of us to ever have before the accident?
Okay, peddler accident.
That's more likely. I could do a pedalo. Cycling's pretty much anything I'm good at physically. That and sex, but you don't want to hear about that.
And yet, you frequently mention it.
Well, if I don't get it out there, this is just advertising for my upcoming Tinder profile.
Uh,
When I'm sexy again.
again, just you joker, you.
I fucking hilarious, man. Anywho, a proper topic.
Okay.
Ben, do you shit at work?
Oh God, this. No, I
Well,
don't.
is this or is this not a very drastic turn from sexy to? If anything, I'm
I'll be honest. It sort of depends on the person.
Well, yeah, fair point. None of my customers so far, that's for sure.
Oh well, it's only a matter of time.
It is only a matter of time.
Well, you...
I poop at work. I think it's important that if you got to go, you go. It's not healthy to keep it in.
Well, I never feel the call.
Oh well, I did just today, and I did my usual routine of popping a slab or two of what's it called, toilet paper down to alleviate any splash, and then being as quiet as I possibly could. The technique, of course, is very important. I apply a muffler.
Like a silencer on your.
I do. I grab a couple of bits of tissue paper, wad them up a bit, and then if I can feel a fart coming, because there's always a fart. There's always an errant fart when you're doing a poop. Whenever that happens, I silence it as best I can, suppress it, if you will, because obviously you never truly make a gun silent.
I wonder if your 39-year-old son is enjoying watching this video and hearing his father talk about that.
Well, I just don't understand why people have such an issue with pooping at work. So like I say, if you got to go, you got to go.
It's
Why
weird.
is it? It's not weird. It's a biological human function that we need to do in order to be healthy and survive.
I know, but you don't talk about it.
But why don't we talk? Because people. I'm going to answer my own question before you have a chance. People are hung up on the silly little things instead of thinking about the big picture.
Well, like
what would be worse if someone tried to hold it and accidentally shat themselves?
Well, in that instance, you go. Obviously, I'm not saying under no circumstances must you ever go at work.
People are like that.
Well, they're wrong to be like that. I mean,
damn right they're wrong.
If you got to go, you got to go. But at the same time, it's like I dare say most people by choice would not.
There was a period of time when we had a rogue shitter in the office, and they would not always do a very good job of flushing.
Oh, I've noticed things at work.
And one particular person, and I got shown this. This became a piece of office conversation for a short period of time amongst us gents in the room. Someone had left what could only be described as King Kong's finger.
Good heaven! Who raised these people?
I don't know, because I was disgusted, and like I've left some. I've made some fucking big shits in my time. I've never done anything that bad, and if I had, I wouldn't fucking leave it. I would make sure it's gone. I will double flush if I have to make sure that the evidence is disposed of. I don't care about the sound at that point. It's got to be done, right?
Flush early, flush often.
Who are you, fucking Gandalf?
What? See, this is one of those instances where you say something for the sake of saying something without actually thinking about what you're saying.
It sounded a lot to me like keep it secret, keep it safe, or whatever it was.
No, actually, it's based on the Sierra games, save early, save often.
Oh, well.
Although I suppose keep it secret, keep it safe is probably applicable.
Most likely. Although I'm an out and proud shitter. No shame.
That is your problem, isn't it? Just no bloody shame at all.
I have some shame.
I think you could do with a bit more shame.
You should do. You could do with a little less. Oh my god, we're setting ourselves up for a Freaky Friday situation.
Oh no,
Which one of us will kill ourselves first?
I don't know, but I'm.
You've got an advantage. You'd only have to jump out of a bedroom window if you swapped with me overnight.
Well,
I'm 2 floors up.
alright.
Mm. Prime dropping distance for a serious incident.
Well, yes. Now that we've answered that old question,
Right, let me cross it off.
um, I have a rather sad topic that stood out to me recently.
Okay.
There was an instance on a cruise ship. I don't know if you heard about this.
Did someone die?
A 20-year-old man was drinking with I think his brother and some guy they met. Apparently, they were in a hot tub at one point.
Oh yeah.
Well, they
6 feet apart because they're
yeah,
not gay.
they went out on deck and bumped into this guy's father, who criticised them a bit and said, you're pissed as a fart. What are you? You're completely drunk. You need to sober up. To which
Okay.
the son replied, "I'll fix this right now," and jumped overboard.
Oh,
Presumably to,
I had heard about someone being overboard.
I guess his drunk logic was, that'll sober me up. A quick dip in the sea. And of course he's drunk, so he's not
I suppose
thinking.
it probably would normally.
But the thing about cruise ships, and it's a mistake a few people make, is that those things don't turn on a dime, and they're faster than you think.
Oh, absolutely. They
And
only look slow because they're so far away and so big.
it's not even a case of. I mean, obviously, they don't. The crew don't immediately know that someone's gone overboard.
Nope.
So you have to run and tell the captain. By that point, they're fucking ages away.
Mm.
They've gone, and then you need to stop, and then you need to turn, and they can only search for so long. And people are tiny, and sea is big.
True that.
So, suffice to say, they haven't found him. I don't know at what point he realised he fucked up. Um,
Isn't there a war film? I can't remember what it's called, but some bloke falls overboard, and none of the boats stop to pick him up, and yeah,
maybe.
he very clearly ends up drowning before.
Well,
Doesn't even die before in the combat for crying out loud. He dies on the way to combat, which is like.
yeah. That story reminds me of the Indianapolis. Are you familiar with that?
Is that the boat that sank in Pearl Harbor?
No, the
The one that got.
Indianapolis was the one. It was bringing. It was on a top secret mission, bringing parts for the nuclear bombs to drop on Hiroshima and Nagasaki towards the end of World War II. And on the way back, it got torpedoed and sank. And they're in shark-infested waters. And the mission was so secret, nobody fucking knew about it, and it took ages for them to get rescued. It was only sheer dumb luck that a plane flew over and saw them, I think. And it was just like a few days, I think, of floating in the water, and every now and then a shark would come and take one of them. It's referenced in the film Jaws. So why Quint hates sharks, because he was on the Indianapolis.
Oh well, that is a bit of a backstory that's
Yeah.
historically grounded. You don't get that very often in.
Black eyes like a doll's eye.
I think we've mopped everything. We might have finished this.
Mm.
Well, we haven't done all the putting stuff where it needs to go.
Oh, fuck that. There is a
Or the bullet holes, but I'm not
nasty
sure.
stain over here. I'll get rid of that for you.
You're leaving footprints around as well.
Well, be a good boy and clean up after me.
No.
Ah,
Are you looking forward to the next video?
yeah. I was thinking about that recently. I know I was a bit not even grumpy last time, but
We'd had a rough start.
we spent 45 minutes on something that went nowhere, so it was a bit tiring. But I do enjoy those Walking Dead videos. I like to see how they're going to pan out. I sort of wish we weren't finding new people. It's just about this group being slowly whittled away.
Well, if there's any consolation, I'm not sure we meet many more new people.
Are we
now
close to the
between
end?
now and the end of the series? Where we got this episode where the finale is set up, and
Yeah.
then we've got one filler episode because that's how TV series work. And then we've got the no, there's two left. There's two left.
Okay.
Tonight's and next week's, and then it depends whether we do another season. But we might give it a little break and then do another season later. Because
Well,
the thing about TV shows is that you'd get a bit of a break between seasons. So
I'm. You'll be pleased to know I'm not going to do the Yu-Gi-Oh game tonight.
I am so pleased because I was talking about the fact that you were probably going to Yu-Gi-Oh and how it's going to be an hour and a half of me trying not to sound bored.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I appreciate. It's something you don't know, and it moves quick enough that it's hard for me to explain.
There's just no way for me to
Yeah.
keep up with what's going on.
I will go into it again because it's just a good game where I can just turn my brain off and just go for it. We can just chat.
I feel bad not being able to pay as
No,
much
it's
attention as I
fine.
want
Honestly,
to.
it's fine. No, I fully appreciate that, and I will be doing Rechef of Destruction, which is the sequel to Sacred Cards at some point.
You burping?
Yeah.
You disgusting animal.
So I know you might not like that, but we'll get through it as usual.
Yeah, well, worst comes to worst, I can scroll through
Mm.
something or other. Probably save some customer work for Ven or something. Did I tell you that there's some? No, I did tell you because you did that rather funny pun. Not pun. You rather funny joke about it. That bloke who will have bought 96 captions from me.
Oh yeah.
96 of them. That's ridiculous. What is that light doing? There's a light going on and off out behind me, and I can't fucking work out what's going on.
Is it the carbon monoxide detector?
No, because that would be a beep in G.
Beep.
That's not in G.
Beep.
That's not G. Do you even know what G is?
G. No, I don't. Golly
It'd be.
G Willikers.
It'd be.
What?
It would be. It would be a.
I can't hear you beeping.
I'm not beeping. I'm whistling.
I can't hear you whistling. No, not a thing.
You know what it is? Is you probably can't even hear G. Your ears are so fucked from all that heavy metal you listen to.
What?
You heard me. Oh wait, no, maybe you didn't. Ha ha ha! Hee hee hee! Such a merry old Christmas tree. I'm just throwing stuff in the boxed off areas, and hopefully it's doing the job. You know, I think we're meant to color code them. You know, I think all the yellow go in the yellow box.
I was gonna put that in the thing.
Oh no, it's explosive. Oh no, it's not explosive.
Uh.
Well, I think we're done. I've already clocked out, so whenever you're ready. Oh no, you've left footprints again. Where are you picking up mud from?
I don't know.
It's you. It's definitely you, because that one was just where you were standing. You're a liability, you are. And here, you got one job. Don't walk in the muck. What do you
Well,
do?
I hate to tell you this, but I got it from walking in here. This bit that you cleaned up.
What bit?
Bit through here. You,
Did I miss a bit?
you must have.
Oh, well, it happens. It's
Oh,
like tracking mud.
you had one job, Jordan.
Yeah, I had one job and I did a mediocre job of it. Fucking sue me. We're going to get fired anyway.
Okay.
I'm dragging you down with me.
Mm.
This was quite a short one in the end.
Demoted. Well, you didn't get fired. We did the bare minimum.
Of course we did. It's what we always do.
Well, it's been fun as usual. Incidentally, we are burning through these. We've only got a few left, it seems.
Yeah.
The main ones.
Oh, wow. That took 45 minutes and we took a 5-minute break.
3 or 4, maybe, I think. So.
Okay. Well, we either stop or we do some of the workshop ones.
I
but
think
I think I'd rather stop.
I think we push on with the main ones, and then we move on to
get
something
it
else,
done.
and then we'll be finished Viscera. We'll have done every single level of Viscera cleanup detail that's available without going workshop.
Does that mean that we'll finally be able to play Sea of Thieves?
No.
Oh.
Bye.
You're a buzzkill, you little bastard. Bye.
What a mess you're making.
I threw myself across the room with that chair.